Yeah, man. So peace again, brother. Peace. So you know here? Jamal. Jamal. Yeah, Jamie. They call me Lord Tammy. That's my stage name.
Okay. Lord Tammy.
Yeah.
We're gonna get another concert out here. We're gonna get another concert back there too. Eventually, you know. So we had to change scenery a little bit because it was getting a little noisy in the front of the store. So you know, I can't complain about customers. So you know, let the wife do her thing in the front. You know. But what were we talking about? We was talking about what frequency, music, and all that stuff, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've been hearing a lot of people talk and wanting to know about like relationship stuff, like when it comes to.
That's good.
Boy,
we all in. We all in that
topic. Like, yeah, I was.
Well, you know, when I speak this voice, so like this, people hunt me, man, because it get real, man. Because it's real. It's relative. You know, anybody in a relationship, basically, you know, when you man, of course, most men in these days, you know, are attracted to women and is a part of. Well, basically anybody attracted, they have a counterpart that they attracted to. So there's always some type of relationship you're in, and they never easy. You know,
relationship definitely.
And so there's always so many dimensions that you can talk, you know, that you reach when it comes to relationships.
Right.
And I've been in all kinds of relationships. You know,
especially when you get into marriage, that changes the whole game.
Definitely changed the frequency up. I think for me it was more like learning that person. You know what I mean? Like, and it's still unraveling because nobody stops evolving. You know what I mean?
Right.
And,
right.
If you think that person just gonna be stagnated or just stuck in that one spectrum for you, or how they were at that time, you got nothing coming. So I think embracing change is the change that works for the collective, for the relationship, not just for individuals.
Right. Embracing change is definitely good. Now, being able to roll with the change,
that's a
different
whole
story.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I hear a lot of people, they come to me, it's just because the relationships are losing a lot of the flame. You know, they're forgetting ways to still be in love. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of people, like you said, you're trying to learn somebody, so you're trying to learn how they like to be affectionate, how they like to be touched. What do they like to get as gifts? You know, everybody likes to get stuff as gifts. It don't have to be expensive. It don't have to be diamond rings all the time. It don't have to be $400 shoes all the time. It could just be a simple card, a simple hug sometimes, a simple thank you sometimes, you know, because that type of stuff we don't get all the time. You know, we kind of forget to say thank you or I love you or I appreciate you sometimes. It's just the little things sometimes really go far. You know what I mean? So it's definitely some work.
Imagine starting your day off like that, where you just appreciative of just the basic, simple things within that person. Then you start moving through your day, kind of like a form of like couples therapy meditation. You know what I'm saying? Like how you get your day started. So I think that's important. That's. I'm glad you touched on that.
Yeah.
And talked about that. That's
Well, we all need, you know, we all need that to get through days. I mean, we all prefer it from having a partner that we can share those thoughts with intimately and be able to pick each other up. You know, when we need to, and always reflect and always correct. You know what I mean?
True indeed.
So, you know, but head for it, just you gotta have a vibe and get feeling for that person because the energy got to be something that makes you want to do that. Because when I do things, I'm like, well, I mean, when I have these days where I'm feeling like that, I like basically it's you that make me do these things. So it's like, you know, as long as you be who you are and show me the love and the energy, then that's kind of reflecting over me. So I'm gonna feel like connected to doing it naturally. And most time, that's how I move. I move with things that happen naturally. I don't try to force things. Even in relationship, when things being forced, I let them know. You know what I mean? I feel you, you know, but I ain't there yet in the sense of, you know what I mean? You got to naturally happen. Don't put things there that's not grown to be there naturally. You know what I mean? So you give it time. You know what I mean? Because things happen and great things happen, but everything else happen with great time. And I feel like I don't like to rush because in everything that I see that I've rushed in my life, it never worked out.
Right. Yeah, I could agree with that. Definitely.
I could vouch for that myself.
So basically, it's like building a house. You build a house, quickly it's gonna fall down. It's gonna crumble. But you take your time to build it, it's gonna be solid.
Right.
It might take a couple of years.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna get.
so that's why I look at things like that. Relationships with people. You know what I'm saying? With young lady, even with music. You know what I'm saying? You take your time to rest to it. And like I said, I just started doing that a couple of years back, coming back into it, and I really like I came so far from just being the vocal guy. Now I done taught myself I play like 3 instruments.
Yeah. Everything is a reflection of self within the relationship because it brings it back to you. You know what I mean? And if it's got to be reciprocated right, then you'll know something off. It's like, damn, I don't know if I like that right there. How she's moving or this, and timing is everything, like you said, because you can't just say the wrong thing you can say the wrong thing at the wrong time or the right thing. The timing has got to be impeccable. You know what I mean? So, and I think as men, that's what we good with logical thinking that way. And that's important.
Yeah, it's hard for me because sometimes your timing can be right, but sometimes the time is never right. So we can say that, but
right.
we can try to hold that. Like, look, I got to say this right now.
I got to get this out.
I think that comes with being the man part and the logic that we try to always think because we're taught not to be emotional, but I think that hurts us too at some time. But
and just to talk on that, I ain't mean to cut you off, but we don't even I work and I've done all kinds of different types of jobs and done different things. But what I noticed, the competitiveness within us, instead of you tear each other down so much all the time, they gossiping on certain things like that. So as men, I think that's something that hinders the growth of that crab in the bucket effect that goes on, man. It's terrible.
It is, and this is the time where the men get this. We got to do. That's why I give thanks, man. Give thanks for the opportunity right now. Because
that's what we're here for.
This is what we need more of because we know that women stick together.
Yeah.
And they have a lot of getaways and retreats and things that they support. They support each other. So I commend them on that.
Right.
And so when I have my girlfriends and my sisters, they all in this women thing, and I'm like, man. But at the same time, I can't be mad at that because I'm like, yo, they doing what they need to do for women to make them strong, empower them, help them do situations. But at the same time, men are like, damn, man, ain't no man with you. With the brothers, they come together like that, but thought the ego, thought the pride, you know what I'm saying, or the boasting. So, one time way back when I was dealing with some brothers, you know what I'm saying, I used to deal with some brothers that used to build back in the days, some persimmons and some Rastafarians and even the Muslim guys that they had little groups that they would get together and they would build. You know what I'm saying? And that means building from whatever you got. It ain't about, you knowing a lot. It's just like, you know what I'm saying, what you got to bring and we appreciate it. And sometimes I didn't know much, but I took what I had and thank you. And when I put my little 2 cents, 50 cents in it, you know what I'm saying? Until I got to somewhere I know it's like how we did. So it wasn't that, and we got to get back to us building each other up and put aside the ego and all that, because basically, one man, like I say, one man is not an island. You got to do everything together, and it's time for men to come together to show the youth and show the kids what men should be, and how to be confident in yourself, how to be assured of yourself, how to follow through on things, and you know what I'm saying, and be there for your family and your kids all the way. You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad it's coming because you know what I mean. God rest my pops, he passed, but I was hard on him. You know what I'm saying? Because of him, because of what my expectation of him. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, okay, I forgave him for not being there, but you know what I'm saying? But then we was there, I was like, okay, I'm gonna have him become a better man, a better father, because with his absence made me know that what I knew I wanted, because I was missing things from my childhood as being a kid when my father not around. So when I became a father, I knew exactly what they needed because I needed the same thing. So I mean, a lot of it just you going through things, and that made me be a great father. And I have 2 daughters, and I've been there since there, and they grown there, but I'm still there. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still there wanting to be I'm still there trying to hang out with them. Now they like doing their own thing, so I got to make appointments now. To, you know what I'm saying?
To check in and like,
can I hang out with you today? But they doing their thing. And the idea is to pour into them so they actually can become independent.
Trust when they start having kids and that's I always say that's when you're gonna get. That's when parents get their get back is when their kids start having kids, because then the times where our kids didn't understand what we were trying to teach them.
Yeah.
Now their kids are questioning on the things that they're trying to teach them, so they're gonna look back like, "Mom, Dad, such and such don't listen to us." It's like you did the same thing. You know what I mean? So I think too we have to learn how to break a lot of expectations that way, because when you expect things, that's when we get hurt a lot of times. You know, the best thing we can do with our kids is teach them and let them live. You know, we can't control like one of my daughters, she's about to turn 17 in October. She's dating a young guy, very very respectable young man. He you know, every time he come around, shake my hand. He comes to the store, pass out flyers and all kind of stuff. You know, he's trying to get in the family. But it's when we try to tell him like, nah, you ain't dating no boy, you too young, and this and that. I dated at 16, you know. I did a lot of things at 16. So for me not to think that that's not gonna be in them, it's kind of selfish and naive of me to think that, you know, it's the best thing to do is, okay, you're dating a young man. I know hormones are gonna come into play. True. I can't tell you don't have sex, but if you do, make sure y'all strap up. You know, be safe, take care of yourself, you know, at the same time, and just learn, you know, and educate yourself. I can't teach you everything. Y'all got phones, Google stuff, man. You start Googling STD, start Googling just different things when it comes to that realm of life, you know, because if I tell you, you may not even believe everything I tell you or listen to everything I tell you, you know what I mean? So, and then I'm not a woman, so I can't speak to you from that aspect. You know, I don't know how it feels to lose my virginity as a woman. So I can't tell you how it's gonna feel. I can't tell you the emotions that you're gonna go through. I can't tell you none of that. I can tell you what your boyfriend's gonna feel like, but I can't tell you what you're gonna feel like. So you know, it's hard on us as fathers, man. We us men, we get looked. Yeah, they treat us like we just supposed to be stones.
Yeah, we heard in silence. We heard in silence, man. You know, we are the cornerstone, but we really basically don't. We the foundation that people stand on, but they don't realize they're standing on it.
Until they go through something.
It's not there. And the whole family stands on it. And we walk on it, use on it, and do everything, but we know we're good because it's there, but we don't really realize it. Let me just praise this stone. Let me just help the stone. Let me just clean the stone up. You know what I mean?
Let me make sure the foundation is stable.
Exactly. And as men, we was taught, you know, to be silent most time, you know what I mean? But now in this day, we kind of got to speak a little bit for ourselves because you know the cycle will continue. Now we can be strong, but it's like knowing when to speak, because sometimes you don't want to speak all the time and prove it, because it's not all about pride or what you know. It's knowing when you should speak and say, okay, look, I gotta say something this time. This time I gotta have my voice. My voice ain't just no paycheck.
Right.
Ain't just no this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's time for me to say this.
Exactly.
And a lot,
they listen. The impact is more felt when you don't say much, and then when it's time to speak, it's like, oh, wait a minute, it's serious. That's when the structure is like, okay, that's the light is laid out. Okay, you pay attention to what's going on. The family kind of can fall in line of understanding that y'all need to be protected, provide, and even counsel and insight. Like you say, like you talk to your daughter and you let her know, teaching them things, tell them things about the world. So that when they're going through these things, not being so naive, like, oh, you can't do this, it's not gonna happen. The more you push away, the more they're gonna go to or run to something. And then I found this out with my son. I think when we was doing, I'm trying to train him and teach him martial arts and stuff and different things I know. But by me telling him, I'm looking at it like this, you know. But it was more like he got the information better from another person to teach it to him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I was like, sometimes it can just be that dynamic, or you my father, or the mother, or just who the delivery, just making sure you got the right support system around you. Because it do take a village.
It does.
You know,
I heard that a lot.
It do take a village.
Even the expectation of what the woman has for us, you know, it's not to beat down on anybody that's in religion, but you know, if they're coming from that perspective, you know, they think the man is just supposed to. Like, I've seen a lot of women expect the man to get 3 jobs and they don't do anything. You know what I mean?
listen, if you look at, like you say, social programming and what's going out there and how most, not necessarily most, but some women look at just what they stand of living and things supposed to be like.
Mm-hmm.
If it's up to social media, it's supposed to be like housewives and things, most, you know what I mean? So that's like a very false sense of reality.
Yeah, very
you know what I'm saying? Neither one of y'all get to these places by yourself, or it puts a burden on that one person that's being neglected in the relationship. You know what I'm saying? And taking off that big burden, man. And that's usually the men in the relationship.
Yeah, right.
And you wonder why? Oh, he done went. He done. Well, if it's, the home is cultivated the way it's supposed to be, and everybody has their role of understanding within each other if I can help you be the best version of yourself, I'm gonna do it. If it takes me changing, I'm gonna do it. And if you have that same type of perspective, we can rise together. But if it's not that type of energy, man, it's gonna,
it's gonna
stagnate. You know, you're gonna be pivoting a lot.
Yeah, right. Trying to change directions.
Let's start with the generation. Let's start with generation back then. You know what I mean? Every generation has been molded a certain way.
Oh, true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With how women should be treated, or how men should be, doing back then. You know how men were, and then these days it's different. And, so I think some kids get a little of the jewel from the old school, from those that press it or raise them up that way, and those kids that don't get it, they have a new way of looking at things.
Yeah,
which is not bad either, but it's not always helpful if they don't have a understanding of how it impacts the future.
Definitely.
Or we don't even have a solid base.
Because a lot of people look at the younger generation and how a lot of the young women are now, how they just want to dance and shake their ass and start all these OnlyFans accounts and all this. But let's keep it real. Our generation pretty much started this. We had the Uncle Lukes and all them back then. You know what I mean? They had all the booty shakers on stage and stuff like that. So we can't blame them for something that we showed them. And then, to me, don't take this the wrong way, but to me, that's like kind of like how religion did. If God created all this stuff, why are you condemning us for dabbling with it? You know what I mean? So we can't get mad at these young women dabbling in shaking their ass on TikTok when we were doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like it's a catch-22. It's a double-edged sword.
And, So it's I guess we talk about that because we all have that side of us,
right?
You know what I mean? And I think it's balance. It's finding your high and your low vibration. Because I know that basically we all have this low vibration part of us.
Everybody does.
From till we born to the end. So, but sometimes we have to chime into a high low vibration and use it. So in some ways you can use the negative vibration, low vibration too.
Oh yeah.
But it's like using it when it's necessary. You know what I'm saying? And knowing how to cut it off and raise your frequency, because we know that in terms of how the Sphinx was, I know the pyramid of the Sphinx. That's a firm example of the lower, the animal vibration over that. That's what I'm saying. And then the head, which is our mind. You know what I'm saying? And so now we raising. But sometimes we have that animal instinct, you know what I mean? Then sometimes we know how to think. So with that, just about balancing it all and knowing, okay, like treat women respectful.
Right.
You know what I mean? Open the door for them.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
You know what I'm saying?
Man, look at it like it's a wrong thing. You know, I've had a young cat come to me.
And whatever thoughts that you want to do later is in private. You know what I mean?
Right.
Even if your animal try want to come out, have it off camera.
You know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I had a young cat.
That's true.
Come to me the other day, man. He was saying how he was interested in this young girl or whatever. And he was like, a lot of guys was coming at him because he just bought her a gift. They weren't really dating, but they were interested in each other. And he was like, yo, B, man, I just wanted to buy her something just to make her feel good. I'm like, man, that's the problem. Don't let nobody make you think you can't do that for women. That whole simp and all this BS that they try to put mentalities on us is stupid. Because there's nothing wrong with treating a woman good. Just because you're not with that woman, just like if you see a homeless woman walking down the street, you're gonna condemn me for fucking giving her some food. That's stupid. You know what I mean? That's still a human being at the end of the day. So we gotta break a lot of a lot of concepts of mentalities that we're under, man, and it's tearing us up, man. And
I think
it's
if
bad.
they really do the concept of a woman or the value, because I look at them as like as high as the creator, you know what I mean? Because you know what I mean? It's like
they are,
you know what I mean? They created and they bring forth birth and life and peace, happiness, like it's beyond us, the earth, you know what I mean? So it's like they go through the changes and metamorphosis. And if you have the right one, you can definitely rise to occasions that and surpass things that dreams that you probably wouldn't imagine. You couldn't do that by yourself. So
because nothing feels
I
better
think
to
they
us
was the
than
first,
a woman.
probably first of any of us that was walking the earth. That's just
Well,
my private opinion.
the thing is, you know, it's
I
crazy, but
agree
you say we
with
said
that
the real
too.
stuff, man.
I agree with
It's
that
crazy,
too,
but we all
because-
build research,
Right.
we know that, but sometimes I don't think everybody can take it.
Yeah,
So we give the truth, and I have a lot of truth to, and I do my researching, but you can't go around telling people that
No,
because they don't know how to deal with it. Especially those prideful guys that, or you know what I'm saying.
It's a patriotic
but
system.
but I can just say, in those times, women was on the same level we are, and basically on above us. You know what I mean?
They have female.
But cats don't want to admit it. But through studies, we all know the history. You know how valid women were, how important they was basically to nature, to the balance of us. Because basically, we come from them.
Yeah.
We can't make no woman.
No, we couldn't make nothing.
We can't make a man.
We couldn't
You
make
know what I'm
nothing
saying?
like that.
They can make a woman and a man.
Yeah.
I mean, well, in a sense of coming creation.
No, I understand. You're right.
I didn't want to get too scientific with it.
Yeah, I didn't want to.
But we could go there. But I mean,
Yeah,
I don't know. You know what I mean? But that's.
On this channel, we go there.
But like I said, I said this the other day about
we go there.
I said this the other day. They always agree with it, but I said this. You know what I'm saying? I say my mom has been the first God.
There you go.
Right.
And people don't want to, always agree, but I say, well, before I knew who God was, in a sense, that's why, everything, that's why I saw, because basically she was there nourishing me and take care of me all the ways I knew, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And showed me the love and everything I knew. And always being there through whatever I went through.
Right.
So in a sense of, we're supposed to cherish that, because basically, on earth.
On earth.
Right. On earth, yeah.
That's what we see. I don't see anybody, that have that power. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And okay, basically, who before her that was part of my being before her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
With the grandmother.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay. So you okay?
But I mean, it's too like nothing feels to a heterosexual man, a straight man. I don't know about all this other stuff, but nothing feels better than feeling that love from that woman, man. Whether it's your girl, your mother, even your sisters, get a hug from somebody, a woman in your family. It's gonna feel so good. You know what I mean? Get a hug from your auntie and your uncle. Whose hug gonna feel better? You might love your uncle. My uncle cool as shit, but my auntie's hug felt a lot better. You know what I mean?
What you said about food, there, man.
The energy you got.
And then again, is that woman. Is that feminine energy that they have, man. And like I say, you said about 4 there, because I love my grandmother and my mom and my daughter, my girlfriend, and all these women in my life. They've been a part of it. So it's like, you gotta give respect for that. I understand. You know what I mean? That is a major part. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, the balance. We have to balance of the man. So the man got to know his place, and let the women know their place. So we can work together, because even though we love the women, we got to know that the women have their place in things that they do that they do best, that they should stay doing, and men should the same way. Our place, stay in our lane and do things that basically benefit them, and they do something to benefit us. So instead of trying to take our role. And, you know what I'm saying? And I'll take their role.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay that they don't do their job. I mean, I can do women's job and the women do my job, but
let's.
You know what I mean?
In all aspects of understanding, certain things and dynamics that, like, okay, I'm not saying, because there is some strong women out there that can, defend and take care of things, but when it comes to certain things, they would want a man to help interject with certain things. And me personally, I would want a woman to come and help with certain things that would be not as I'm not great at it or whatever the case may
Right.
be,
Yeah.
but I'm willing to learn and get better and shit like that.
I don't want to try to do. I respect. Leave me out. Like I said, I respect my women, so I respect their chores. I respect what they do
right
enough to respect and say, well, okay, no, this your thing. No, I don't got to try to do it to take you out of the place or to say or to try to. Say I can do this as well as you, or I'm gonna do this. But if you need me to help you, ask me, I can. But I'm not gonna come in thinking I just gonna run. That you useless to me because I can do your job, or I can do this better than you, or whatever. Because that's your energy. That's just who you are. And just like the women come in, what I'm saying, and they might can do my job, do what I can do. But I say, well, okay, if you're doing all this, then okay, where am I? You know what I'm saying? Do you really need me to be here? But we're not gonna do. We have to have a balance, or you can be unbalanced because then I ain't gonna be there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You doing this, doing that,
and it comes with compromise too. Because in relationships, we gotta learn how to compromise and just learn how to be balanced. Because even like if I'm at I hear a lot of guys say that I don't have no problem doing it. I'll wash the dish quick with no problem. But I hear a lot of men say they'll let them dishes sit in that sink until their woman get home, and it's like, nigga, you can just simply wash the dishes and it'll be done. You know what I mean?
A whole tension in the house behind either that woman walking in, maybe from work, or you getting off work, whatever the case may be, seeing it. And it's like, damn, and it's like you wonder where all this other energy coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You know where it's coming from. Just so it's like you say, having balance. Feminine, masculine energy, we all have it. But when it comes to there's nothing beneath me cleaning, cooking.
Right.
All that is a part of survival. And sewing, that's still survival. Like hunting, all that survival. So if I can do those things, I can take care of myself and take care of my family. On a pivotal, on my big level.
Exactly. And then basically y'all stay together. That's what y'all would do to help each other. So it's not like I'm waiting for her to do that because it's like, okay, if I can do it, then why not do it and help her out?
And knock it out.
So we in the same house. It's not like, okay, that's a woman thing, that's a man thing. No. You know what I'm saying? If she can do some of my chores or whatever I have to do to help me out, like by the time I get home, then go ahead.
Thank you.
Help me out.
Thank you.
I appreciate that. You know what I mean?
Now
and
that
puts more time
for
intimacy and break down and rejuvenation for y'all to get out in the world and continue to
don't get me wrong. Now, if we get a flat tire while I'm driving, I'm gonna change the tire. It's just what I'm supposed to do as a man. I know you can change the tire. But I'm not gonna let you do it. But it's the small little things like washing the dishes to me, or like to me, women are way better with children than men are. We just have, our child will fall down and be like, man, get up, man, stop crying, and that woman's just gonna be like, oh, you're gonna be okay, they know how to console that child, we just gonna be, so don't get me wrong,
it takes two on that, you know what I mean? I say this only because I got she'll be okay with what I'm saying. The lesson in it. Because I had a daughter, she growing down, but she would run and play, and she would fall down. And before I get it there, mom like, oh, you hurt, that. And see, my daughter fall down, and she don't even know that she fell down and hurt. Her mom made her know that. So her mom started crying, and then her mother, and then she started crying because her mom cried. So then she know that's something, you know what I mean? So it's like, no. So my whole, it's like discipline in the sense of a man, if I was there, I see she fall down, I'm gonna let her get up and get herself off.
Right.
You know what I mean? And she, of course, she know that if she fall down will happen, but I'm not gonna make it feel, get emotion to it, because then it's like everything that happen when she fall down is like so dramatic.
Especially when I see you just scrape your knee, I know you're gonna be okay.
Just like when my growing up, my mom was afraid of dogs, so she made me afraid of dogs because she was. You know what I'm saying?
That happened, yeah.
You know what I mean?
It started that programming again starts early.
Yeah.
And then what happens in life when you fall down and go through something, and then it just over emotionally, and then you breaking down when you still might have to buck up or try.
And then you thinking like, damn, am I supposed to be crying right now?
Exactly. You know what I mean? So so I see, why. You see how you need the man
to have balance.
Balance.
You gotta have that balance.
Because women need to be strong, but they need to be strong from a man's point of view as well, not just women's point of view. You You know what I mean? I like I said, I had 2 daughters,
So-
man. I ain't the privilege of
You
having
gotta
a
know
son,
when to
so
speak, like
I
you
had
were
2
saying.
daughters, so I had to get them the game.
Give a game.
Right,
give a
right,
game.
right.
I had to go ahead and tell them. I said, yo, I said, guys fall in love with their eyes,
True indeed. To a
girls
certain degree.
fall in love with their ears.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
Because we speak those sweet
Those words,
nothings.
right?
Yeah, you be like, how they am you talking that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But when that happens,
Yeah.
I had a question though, because I know for me in the beginning, early stages of like dating and stuff. And when how did you handle that first rejection? You know what I mean? Or like that, like speaking and talking, and you're like, oh man, she ain't. Because a lot of what I see when youth dealing with is that early. They can't take the rejection early on, and it just stagnate the whole
It's
process.
grown men that can't take rejection. And I see, it's so crazy to me when I see a grown man approach a woman and she's like, "No, I'm not interested," and he flips on him like, "You ugly bee," or this and that. Like, yo, you was just into this woman, and now she's a.
And now at my age, I'm just understanding now, overstanding what it was back then. And right at this age, because of me growing, understanding that basically even that time, approach woman, a man should have been there. You know what I mean? So that he said, okay, they're gonna happen again, bro. Keep on when she said yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Somebody's gonna say yeah.
So,
Right, that's what.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, eventually, so many no's.
That's okay. Don't let you know what I mean? Let's door closed, open another door open.
But
So you know what I mean. So give him that as a guy that only a guy can tell you that. I mean, women can in a sense, but only a guy can give you that because we basically as a young, we need that. You need a guy.
the pride, the ego.
Yeah, you okay, man? You know what I'm saying?
But I think that comes from too. A lot of guys expect women to just bend over for them because, like I said, we live in a patriarchic system right now. A patriarchic life. Everything is the man's on top. This, and that. So, you just. Men got this big ego to where they think they just the shit. They got on these clothes, they got on some Jordans or whatever, and they approach this woman, and she's like, "Nah, but you think so full of yourself that woman's just gonna be all over you." Like, nah, bro, that's not how it works. You know what I mean? Like, just because you got on the newest sneakers and you can have a Ferrari or Aston Martin, it don't matter. And she's gonna like you.
It's very rare, but it's very rare. I know some guys it's got it like that, but it ain't a lot.
It ain't a lot.
But then most of the time I tell my daughters, what I'm saying, see the guy right there with the Jordans on and the chain and all that. He the brokest.
That's right.
He can't do nothing for you because he got all his money into himself. So what he can do for you, you know what I'm saying? Unless he really got money like that, which is very rare, unless you got your own business or something. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's always say that basically.
What I see too, a lot of women, especially like young women, because I work at different places, and they see the guys on social media, right? And I'm hearing them talk, and the way they smart, they really intelligent. Yeah. So if whatever you projecting, they coming at you with that same energy, and then you wonder why you're constantly dishing out because that's what you putting out, and then that's the game. So they playing you right where you at. You know what I'm saying? So, and then a lot of times it goes the opposite way with women because you see the ones where they got everything out and it's showing, and then you're looking for like the knight in shining armor to come through, and then it's like it's Pookie on the block trying to holler, and this is all he got going on, but this is what you present. You know what I'm saying? And if it's easy to access as far as my imagination to just fall into it, like you say, we see with our eyes first and everything else second, but you're like most men, you know what I mean? Being real.
Exactly.
So it's like, you might want to, give a different persona. They don't have to change, but like understand, like you keep getting that same reaction, they can get the same reaction. It's obvious something that if it's that individual person, they pushing out. You know what I mean? Meeting the same type of people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You gotta change it.
That's like the woman going to the club every weekend and they keep meeting the same dudes over and over and they wonder why they get in these bad relationships that don't go nowhere. You ain't try to go to the library, you ain't try to go to nowhere different to try to meet somebody different.
Or just collectively what you into. It could be like a reggae concert, art show or something. At least you can connect on the mindset and frequency of that. At the end, have a better collection.
Yeah, you gotta think more on that because if you a person that like to go to the club, then you meet somebody at the club, they still like to go to the club.
Right.
So now you let this person to stop going to the club because you don't want to go to the club no more, but you met him in the club.
Yeah.
You know what
And
I
I
mean?
hate to say the concept where you like, you are what you eat. But sometimes you can be what you attract.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The art of attraction is real. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful what you pushing out.
You can't be low you can't vibrate low and expect to attract somebody that's vibrating high. It just don't work that way. That's why I kind of agree with the opposites attract, but I only agree with that because I say opposites attract because it's intriguing. When somebody's the opposite of you, it's intriguing to you because now you want to like, what are they about? Like that's different. But at the same time, you have to have somebody that's on the same vibration as you because if, like you said, if you meet somebody and then you don't want to go to the club no more, but they still gonna want to go to the club,
Change.
it's not it's y'all not really vibrating the same. Y'all was just attracted for that night. You know what I mean?
And don't work the third shift because she gone. She in the club.
Right.
You at work.
right.
Out of there.
I've been there for it too.
And I've been in that life too. I've been in that.
You know what I'm saying?
At home all weekend, and the woman is out all night partying, and I'm at the home with the kids, and you know everybody's like, man.
But we can't do that, you know what I'm saying? But we don't even want to do that anyway.
Yeah, we don't.
It's not us, man, you know, to be hanging out like that. We have a good night. We want one good night or a good weekend, but we don't have it every weekend.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we work, so of course we want to play hard. We don't give, we want to, have a reason to come back to work. You know what I mean?
Like if I was the person I was years ago, like if I was hanging out and I'm like in the strip clubs and they just going on, like, I couldn't do that like every night. I wouldn't even want to do that every night. You know what I'm saying? And like even when it comes down to business and stuff like that, I would really pay attention to people how they act around like a slew full of women and stuff. Like if I can have a business conversation about certain things, whether it's been on a certain low vibrational level or this level, I already know like this cat he gonna mess it up. Because he can't even keep that shit. You know, so I used to test people like that back in the day, you know what I mean?
But
But
he's gonna try to do something so he can shine because he don't have what you got. So he's gonna have to try to he's gonna have to try to paint you in that bad light in front of all these women because
you learn a lot, bro.
You know, yeah. So
you put them around the women and then you get to see the character what's going on.
I've been there, man. I walk to the place, man, and I'm pretty much what I do, man. I don't talk a lot. That's why I'm surprised I'm talking this much. You know what I'm saying? But and I went to this place and the guy already there, you know what I'm saying? He loud and he talking because he's trying to get the girls to like him, and so he doing his thing. So I mean, so I come in there and I'm it's chilling, vibing. If you feel the energy from everybody, you know how to do it, take notes and everything. So I guess he wanted to, I won't say it now, but so he wanted to see what you was about. Target me. Yeah. So basically, he wanted to come and say something to me. So he brought the conversation to me, and I just answered it. You know what I'm saying? In a way that took all his energy. I just said and just like, damn, it was, you know what I'm saying?
Shut all of it down.
I shut it down with that. 2 words. So when I said that like little piece, I said a little piece, and I was done. All the energy that he needed or he wanted come right to me. So now all the women looking at me. And I didn't even want it. It's just like that, you know what I'm saying?
That's how it happens.
Yeah.
That's the opposite attract. I mean, because now you're intriguing to them, you're interested to them, you know what I mean?
But he was putting on the whole
show and dance. The clown suit.
Trying to get it. So I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
You know that's how it go, man. It's just so much we gotta learn, man.
Yeah,
definitely. As just as humans, men, women, we just gotta learn. It's a lot we gotta learn and just and accept about ourselves or accept about relationships because I see a lot of relationships go bad because people don't want to accept when they're wrong. They don't want to accept when they've done something wrong or even when somebody's right. Somebody can make a good point and be right and they want to keep fucking going. If you made your point and you're right, why you gotta keep now it feels like you're beating the truth into my head. Like now you're showing up, yeah, I'm right. Like, nah, okay, you're right, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
well, so I'm gonna say this in respect to us fathers, us men. We gotta tell our stories, man, to the kids like our grandparents did. Tell our stories and tell the truth. Because basically, a lot of what I spoke of today was pretty much something passed on me through either some experience or old teaching of somebody that spread that knowledge to me. And I know that old folks would say there are those parables or those slings that mean something. You know what I mean? And we don't push it or pass it to the next generation. And I guess we have to be truthful to the youth and tell them the truth, but also, what I'm saying, give them their wisdom.
Oh yeah,
Definitely, most definitely.
oh yeah, definitely.
I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, man, it's a lot we can touch on when it comes to the whole relationship thing, man. And like even with me and my wife, we were so different. We had to figure out how to kind of communicate with each other because we're so different. And it like even with me stop eating meat, it's been 7 years. She still eats meat. She still eats. Well, she don't eat red meat no more, but she eats fish and chicken. But she still gets these cravings like, oh, I want a steak. Like I would be bad because once a year she eats steak on her birthday. She's like, babe, I gotta at least have steak. I was like, that's cool. I don't care. I don't think one steak a year is gonna hurt you. You know what I mean?
Right.
But me being in my ego, I could be like, man, I can't be with this woman. She want to eat steak once a year, and I was like, what? That's dumb. You know what I mean? Like that would be stupid because we just gotta learn how to just communicate it. That's always been my problem in relationships. I've always been that quiet person. I hold stuff in. I just let things build, and then eventually it just boom.
Flame, and that's where I am. Flame on you. But it's like I feel that by the time I flame, you already know that you've been treating me bad. So it's like you getting everything that you've been doing right there. Because I'll take it. You know you're doing me wrong, but I go ahead and take it. And you know what I'm saying. And as long as I can. And by the time I had enough, you better be ready, because I'll flame on you, man. It's like, okay. And he's like, I'm like, come on, man. Don't get mad at me. You should have known.
Yeah. You've been with me for how many years and you don't know me by now? Like, you should know
tell me, so
yeah.
But then I thought, you look at them like, I thought we were supposed to hold stuff. That's how y'all treat us. Like, we're just supposed to hold it. You can do whatever you want to us, and we're just supposed to take it and be a man and just be hard and this and that. But then when we show that emotion, it's like, oh my God, this is such a...
That's why I'm glad you brought that up too, man, because I do that a lot, man. I try to show my vulnerability. I try to say, okay, baby, I got this little issue, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then it become a handicap. Because then it's like, hold on, I ain't saying for you to be checking it every day. It's like, I did that to let you know that I'm human, that I hurt sometimes, but I don't need you to say, are you right? Do you need every day like you know what I'm saying?
Don't play
it. Don't make it seem like a handicap. No, I did that to show that, you know what I'm saying, that I'm empathetic. Yeah. I have a heart, and I too.
I believe also that no vulnerable states, when you do that, they want to get that, they might want to get that edge on it, or just they might be genuinely concerned too.
Yeah.
But we just taking it because but not to be checked.
No, because then it's like, and that's why like I said, it's hard because sometimes you're like, okay, I'm doing it, but don't take advantage of it, man.
Right.
Don't use it against me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And just like you're apologizing or admitting to being wrong, don't mean like, you gotta keep checking and seeing if I'm still doing the same shit or whatever the case may be. Or no, just I look at it like it's a day-to-day thing. I do speak on things, like not everything, but if it's something immediately bothering me about something that's within a relationship, I learned for me it's best to kind of like, hey, let me pull this out and talk to you for a minute. Mm-hmm. And it could be something, nothing, right? And then it's like, oh, okay, all right, and then I can move on. But if I can't let it build up, that's the thing that don't work for me.
Yeah, I can't.
It's just a flame, man.
And
as men as we gotta get comfortable with that too sometimes. And being in a vulnerable state with that mate to be comfortable enough to do it. If you ain't comfortable enough to do it, and every time you do it, she running, you know what I mean, and she trying to dictate or like use some leverage, it's gonna be hard. And then they don't realize they doing it. Oh, it's hard.
Especially when they don't realize it.
Like I chose over, how hard this was for me.
Right. And man, one of the biggest mistakes I realized I did in all my past relationships, especially my last one, I told her, I was like, I don't care. I don't mind you going out and going out clubbing or this and that. And she took it as every weekend I could go to the club every weekend and party. And I'm looking like, damn, I'm sitting here with the kids every weekend by myself. But you told me you didn't mind me going out. Yeah, every now and then, but I ain't say every weekend. Like, can we do some family
It was
stuff?
a button in there somewhere.
Can we go travel? Can we do something?
And we all know how 40 you got to be clear and direct.
Yeah, you gotta.
Man.
You know what I mean? You already know that they dissect the words, so you got to make sure that because they're like, okay, you said it, but you ain't said that. So it's like, okay, they win because they know how to, they know wordplay, they know how to check, words with emotion.
I know that now.
So we'll set things based off logic, and they'll put emotion on it and trick us up.
Oh yeah, traveling. You sharp.
Yeah.
Sharp.
Yeah.
It goes on a lot.
I learned that now. Like this is why now this is the best relationship I've been in. The communication is that it's not the best because I don't think anything can be perfect, but I definitely communicate way more now about if I like something, if I don't like something, what I want, what I not really. Like I said, I don't try to expect too much, but I do set expectations like, okay, I do expect for you to communicate with me back. I can't be the only one telling this, and that, and you holding everything in. I've had that before, so it's I've definitely learned how to try to balance everything and just talk, man. It's nothing, and I gotta say this is one of the biggest mistakes people make in relationships when they start a relationship. You don't set your rules or boundaries, and you don't tell what the biggest thing you should tell somebody is what your fantasies are and things that you might want to try in life. Because I met a lot of couples that the man might want to live a swinger lifestyle. The woman don't want that, but he doesn't say that until 5 years into the relationship. Now the woman's like, well, what? You know what I mean? Now they're struggling because he wants to go out, and she's like, you know what I mean? So you gotta say what you want in that relationship from the start. Like it can't come later.
Yeah, both. And it's like, okay.
You knew this from the beginning.
Okay. Here's everything on plate. Do you want it?
Do you want it? And if you don't, I can't get mad, and because there's always somebody out there that will want the things that you want to do. So that's the thing too. But
and you got to be good with walking away from it.
Yeah, walking away from things too.
We grown. We gotta know shit don't work sometimes. Right? You know what I mean? So,
but for something that ain't in your alignment with yourself. Yeah, like that's
how you get what you want.
That codependent relationship stuff don't work. Like you gotta be real with yourself.
Because if you're a man that like to be with a lot of women, you gotta say that, man. Don't. To me, I've learned this. It's bad to play with people's emotions in their heart, man. It's not a good thing. This is why they got shows like when the women was killing the husband and stuff like that, Snapped or whatever.
Oh, Snapped! Oh, it's a whole series.
Yeah, you know what I mean. But that comes from a lot of people not communicating and tell what they want. And now the man, even if you have a gambling problem, say that. Let that person decide if that's what they want to deal with. You know what I mean? Because if it come out during later on down the road, it may not be pretty.
Definitely can't give false realities of yourself and then like, damn, I didn't even know this motherfucker was like this, shit like that, or can't do that. And I see that happening a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
a lot.
It's crazy, man.
I think women fall for it a lot too. And within us, that the ones that just get that false narratives and stuff like that. It's still a double edged. It's still cool.
I know I'm gonna get in trouble for saying this, but even the filters.
The filters.
Oh, don't talk about the filters.
Filters.
Oh, the filters like on
man.
Oh, the phone. Man, the phone is a trizat.
You know what I'm saying?
You see. Okay, I'm not even going.
But like I said, I ain't like it, and my girlfriend she said use it, but she know I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, but you know what I'm saying?
Shop filters.
Yeah.
That's not you.
Because I like to say you, but like, pretty thought this, bitch. Why you got to do that? You know what I'm saying? You don't even need that.
You want them to be secure in it.
But you tricking me up because you know what I'm saying. This ain't even, but you had me thinking this before I met you. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But we cleared it up.
But that's just.
I want to live with that, but I want to live, boy. I'm going to live with that. But it's reality because a lot of women are doing that, man. And, and then there's a problem.
Same thing with these big ass eyelashes they be wearing. Like, you take them off, they look like a completely different person.
But the thing is, man, my girlfriend, she wear
A lot of women wear.
I was gonna say something. I'm glad.
And see, the thing is, she don't really like it,
Yeah.
but that's how that's their lifestyle. Her aunts, she, they all do it, so that's pretty much how she was raised with that being her thing. So it's like I can't really knock you, I like.
But you're doing the right thing by telling her that she's beautiful without.
But the thing is, then I realized that it's crazy how that happened because I have a daughter.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? She's my complexion. I got a daughter that's light skinned and a daughter that's brown skinned. But my other daughter is brown skinned. She's pretty, and she's very pretty, but she like wearing makeup. You know what I'm saying? And to a point, I told her, you don't need that. But to a point when she started to get, she grow older and then she sure herself and she knows she's beautiful. Right. So she already have that confidence I want her to have before the makeup.
You instilled that into her, so
now
even
even with the makeup, she know that she still can be beautiful without it.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? 100%. So it's just something that she do to enhance look, but she don't really need it. And sometimes she don't wear it, and it's okay. But I had to make sure that she didn't depend on that.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But that's the difference. It's a difference when you think that has to be you rather than just using it to enhance you sometimes. You know what I mean? Because there's nothing wrong with wearing makeup when you and your husband or you and your mate are going out and you just want to look a little extra. You know what I mean?
Cool.
It's cool. But if you think you got to do that every single day,
but I'm natural, man. I'm natural. Got natural beauty. I mean, I know, I respect.
Man, I'm ugly.
And she wear like that. You know what I'm saying? She wear makeup. You know what I'm saying? But when she wake up in the morning, I'm like, damn, you beautiful.
Right.
That
natural state.
I let her know that so she can know that you know what I'm saying? Because bitches, it can wear her down when she get tired or decide not to. I want her to know that it's okay when you decide not to.
And you definitely gotta say you definitely gotta say that when they got the boogers in their eyes.
Like early morning to
early morning.
I say, you know what I'm saying? And I always say you
good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's definitely beautiful.
Yeah. I was thinking, so what's your take on the algorithm of Instagram? Because it's like, not just Instagram, but any social media. You click on your phone, you get to certain stuff, and it just keeps throwing you the feeds. So if they got that to look at all the time, or anybody, it kind of sets the narrative or the programming all over again. That you gotta have this persona. And Instagram, I can click on one thing on Instagram if I was up there every now and then, and then it shows some old other stuff. It's just
I don't even really watch sports like that. Yeah. You know what I mean? I love sports. I played sports all my life, all that. I'm just not into it no more because now I'm into other things now. But like now, I'll be on YouTube and I'll be trying to find lectures. I watch lectures and stuff now. I'm boring as hell now. So. But now they be just throwing football games and then now they got this thing where it's just. You got people doing yoga and little skirts. Like, yo, I didn't even look this up. Why is it on my,
it's going back how many times you watch certain things, and even in the cars. Like, you could be driving, and, I got this thing where I'm kind of like, I see in the front and the rear view at the same time. So, and it say, keep your eyes on the road. But that's just the way I'm driving out in the world because, that's like, you're always in the rear view sometimes. So, it's like, how do you know my eyes not on the road? If I'm looking forward, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, them cameras and this stuff is deep.
Yeah, it is. It is. Woo. That's heavy. That's heavy because it brings up so much of what's going on now, and things that they're showing us in some of the movies. And I'm slow, like I said, I'm slow to the whole internet and all that. I'm just maybe a good 2-3 years in with having all that. Yeah. And the thing is, I was against it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
Because I knew that it alters you in the sense of slows you up, and it gives it kind of holds get in your way to a certain degree. But when I did use it, I was using it because it can be helpful because I can Google this, I can learn this. So in that way, I decided to say, okay, this is handy because I can use it to research and I can use it to learn. So, and that's the I started to adapt it, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna jump on board with it because I started to use it to help me. But I guess it depends on the person you are, because if you person that is like negative stuff with drama, then you'll just be finding a type of balance with it, and that's where, like, for instance, to be honest, I didn't really want to be on it because I'm more like a private person,
Right. True.
and to be there, to be on the internet and everything is to be public.
That's right. It is.
So my life was private, and I kept it private, and so the only reason why I kind of got on the Facebook and everything is so that my cousins, when they did post things for family reunion, I can be on point when they have family and things. But I like not having all my information out there like that. And the only reason why I actually stayed and now I got hooked. Hooked to it now because now me getting back to the music, I'm using it to promote my shows and promote that. So I was like, wow, I kind of need it now. Well, I say, but it's just
benefits.
Yeah, benefits. So then it's like, but yeah, so that's why I like, okay, it's good. But I now with me being on there now, I see all the other things that they're doing to trap you in it.
You know, hooked on it sometimes.
Yeah, and
scrolling.
Yeah.
I look at it too, like, so we got the AI and everything. All that information is still learning, but there's no high intelligence that I think is going to be greater than what we are already.
Yeah.
Because we still creatively thinking of things, and always the meditation is so deep and everything. They can just absorb the information and get good analysis.
Exactly.
There's no emotion behind it.
Right. Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing because we already intelligent. We already have these skills and these mathematics. Because really, we already know that basically before all that, we use our own head. I can remember 10 phone numbers, man.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Before this, now I can't. You know what I'm saying? I got this. I can't remember 2. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it like my Rastafarian brothers, you know what I mean? That we own the militant things, and the brothers that certain brothers we kind of use words out power, and we say take away knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Take away your knowledge. So technology take away your knowledge because you know what I'm saying? Because now because this is your knowledge. You know what I mean? And I can take away that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So now I got your knowledge by taking away because now all your knowledge and everything in here, right?
Yeah.
So
your whole life in that phone.
You know what I mean? So that's why they call it take away knowledge. You know, they call the television
tell lies to your vision. Yeah.
But it's the reason why they said it because really, as you say, it's power in your words. So you use your words to empower you. So words can tell you what it is from the sounding of it. You know what I mean? But you can take that same word and put power to it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Now you're getting deep with it, and you're gonna take me to a whole nother space because I love talking about shit like that. Breaking words down and shit, and how they can. That was good.
Well,
I'm gonna take that technology thing from you.
But
now I gotta break down.
I was speaking of a man.
Too.
I know you spoke about how the cameras and all that technology. So that kind of brought me to how the world is going with it. You know what I'm saying? And how I was moving slow with it because it's taking away. It's giving power, but it's taking away the benefit for those that know how to use it. You got to know how to use it and have a form of discipline.
True,
discipline and master it because it's you can use it.
People can't even tell time on regular clocks anymore because they're so used to looking at digital clocks now. You know, it's telling. Dude, like I seen a video, the guy was asking people to tell time on the clock and they couldn't do it. Man. I seen another video when he was asking people what's the capital of the state that they live in. They couldn't do it, and it's like, yo, it's really taking away their knowledge, like you said, that technology, man, and it's bad. It's getting bad.
And I've been researching different ways because I look up ancient civilizations and stuff like that, and they had different levels of technology with balance. It was eco-friendly, and they didn't know how the Anunnaki or whatever what they would call Mayas or Sumerians, however they would maneuver and get these things done, frequency, sound, all these different elements, right? And so I think now they're trying to get us to a civilization that it's like an ABC. We're talking about that different civilization.
I think
we kind of interface with it, but to just massively push the whole movement of like venturing out to different planets, universes, stuff like that.
I think they call that like civilization 3 or 4. So I think we at 0 right now.
But it's definitely important to keep that. Like when you said the essence of the nature aspect of like knowing, because when you break down everything, it still all stems from your own imagination.
Exactly.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
and
there's nothing higher than
I got to get back into that studying of myself because as I was into it more military, but as I get older, I get lazy. But I realized that it's more, important to be there now because it's coming back.
It's a cycle.
And it's still
Everything
regurgitation
is
of self because
And so
we got that.
to know the word know is in knowledge. Knowledge in the word know is in it. You know what I mean?
Man, see, we could
Know
go,
thyself,
we
too.
could
Yeah, you know what I mean?
go forever about the words because just like you can't spell believe without
So we
lying.
building it.
Yeah,
This is
you
why I
know what
like
I
see,
mean?
and I can feel the power in here.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And this is what we need to do. So
Definitely.
hopefully we encouraging more brothers to get together and talk. You know what I'm saying? Not just about sports.
Not
you know
just about sports.
Yeah,
Not
thanks,
just
man.
about,
For real.
and not about
Yeah.
people like Cardi B and how
About women.
and
Yeah, we know we love it. We know we got that.
unsexy Ray because she
Yeah.
is not sexy.
yeah. Let's put it on the shelf.
I'm not even gonna mention it. I'm not even gonna. I was gonna say something, but I ain't even gonna get that shit no energy. Yeah, we gotta have more conversations like this, y'all. Don't be afraid to express yourselves. Don't be afraid to really say what you're thinking. Don't go with the. It's not good to go with the flow all the time. You know, sometimes it's good to go against the grain because that's how we learn. You know what I mean? Because if you just flow with that water all the time, you ain't gonna learn nothing. You're just gonna end up in the same place that everybody else is going. That's not a good place sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. We must change that. You know what I'm saying? Because even with the whole food thing, and even with how I know it's really delicate because everybody love how they eat and love certain things, but I know that we love the soul food and all that thing. And I know my grandmother, she was a great cook. You know what I mean? And I know that basically from some of the cooking, came different things.
Yeah, but we gotta keep it real. That soul food wasn't good for us, y'all.
But
we gotta,
the thing is, she has one. My grandmother, she has great woman, and so my mom, she's a great cook also.
Right.
But she's following the same tradition, way of cooking. So with me, changing how I eat, I like okay, what I'm saying. If I do the same thing, I'm gonna be, we repeat it. So we have to change how we eat. In a sense, because and I love mom. I love her mom, man.
Yeah,
and I know that she loves to eat and loves to cook things, but she have a lot of medication. And I'm like, man, you take all this? You know what I'm saying? It made me worried because I know that basically a lot of the medication is because of what she eats. You know what I'm saying? And I try to get her to understand that.
We ain't gonna get into the air. We ain't gonna get into the frequencies that they put it through us through the radios.
So the whole thing is breaking it. So now, I'm gonna say this because I cook a lot. When I'm around, she love how I cook, and I cook a lot of veggies. I cook with herbs, spices. So she like how I cook. So when I cook for her, I'm healing her.
Yeah, you're right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And now she can see how I can make this a healthier way. So I'm breaking the cycle. Even with my mom, and I know she's a great cook, and I can't even be on the level of cook that she's on. But at the same time, it's about how it's about how you're preparing and what you're using to make the meals. Because like I always say, your food should be your medicine should be your food.
Damn right.
Sure and so
point blank.
And so basically, I just try to put that out there for just us so we can all live.
We gonna say that for the next video.
Okay.
Because now we could get into food all day. Because actually, I gotta do some more videos. Because I actually have a segment. I only did one. I did one on trisodium phosphate like a year or so ago. But I was gonna break down all the ingredients in our food. So we got a lot of stuff like maltodextrin and sodium acid phosphates and all these different things that we need to know that's killing us, man.
Exactly, and I got to get back. We got to get back into Google. When you Google that, so and me, I mean, I know there's a lot of things, and I used to take time to do it. I got lazy with looking at those ingredients because we see it and we don't know what it really is to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I used to do my research, and when I found out, I used to text people. I would send them everybody. My friends, I would send them that so they can see. You know what I mean? But I know everybody don't really be open to it, but at the same time, like.
We gotta put it out there.
Put it out there.
Like you don't know what that grease and that sulfate was doing to the head.
Right.
Like they were using that for centuries.
And mine just called sulfur.
You
know what I mean?
I said sulfur.
So we must set an example, man. So we gotta so where I'm doing it, I'm setting an example for the next generation on what I do. I know I face a lot of fire because of it but. Those guys, they're great. This is how it is.
You know what? So next time, I'm gonna just bring y'all into this segment. Then I don't even want to do the video for myself. So basically, we're gonna give each other an ingredient, and we're gonna break it down for the people and show them how it's bad for them. And we need to put this information out.
And I'm learning still in the process because you got a lot of information on it, and I'm like going to absorb all of that because it's important. It's definitely important for me to know.
I get on my family nerves because I don't I'm always in the grocery store with Pat. Like if I show you the pictures on my phone, you'll see my hands holding shit like this. I'm always taking pictures like, yo, look at this.
And
it's crazy.
And I'm like that, but not as like I used to be. But I went through the way and was like, I'm vegetarian too. I just, you know what I mean? Every now and then I would eat some fish. You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, I stopped eating, pork when I was 16. You know what I'm saying? So with me, I grew up into learning about immunology, and it came a process that go over time. So that's why when guys, talk about it, I know it's difficult to just go cold turkey stuff. It's a process, man. It's a process. And even we all stumble, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, I 16, started eating pork, and 21, I started eating beef, and then, like I said, 3 years ago,
went all the way.
It might have been 4 years ago. I started eating, chicken and fish. Okay. And then I just recently started incorporating a little bit of fish.
I know I had my younger day. I had stopped eating meat for 7 years. And then when I don't know what it was, something happened or something was going on. And I said, let me taste it. You would have thought somebody put some, you know what I mean? And I just like, and it started, and I was eating more meat. But now, I stick with the seafood thing, right, a little bit. But even that has a lot of plastic, like metals and stuff. Mercury. So it's like, I go as far as fish.
So it's hard. It's hard to totally eat.
You can research this, y'all. I'm going to tell y'all a trick. If you want to go that pescatarian route, like we said, there's a lot of mercury and metals and plastics in this fish and seafood, but put a lot of cilantro. Look up what cilantro does for our body. It actually detoxes us from the mercury and metals and all that. So if you do eat seafood, make sure you eat it with cilantro. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's other herbs too that I want to tell y'all about, but we're not gonna get into all that.
Oregano.
We're gonna have to cut the video short, but we're gonna be back soon, because it was a great conversation. I always enjoy talking to these brothers. Anytime whenever they come to the store, we don't even record every conversation we have, but I always enjoy talking to these brothers, man. So thank y'all for coming. I don't even really do introductions and all that stuff. Once I get good at editing and all that, y'all see the names pop up at the bottom of the screen and all this stuff, but I'm working on it, so forgive me, but peace. Thank y'all for listening. We'll be back.